I'm just using new recording equipment, so this is going to be fun for me.
Got to test it out. You got to break it
Okay.
in.
By the way, we're live. This is My Gamer.
Yes, we are from mygamer.com. We haven't streamed together in it's been a few weeks, I think at least, because
Holidays.
I was horribly sick. I had to travel and stuff like that. But we are back, and this week we are playing the new Horizon game on PlayStation 5 because you just got a PlayStation 5, so we can play these
Video games.
these exclusive new games these days.
Yeah. So this plot is super fucking not interesting.
I never played the first game, but I heard it was okay. But all I know is it's just like an open world game, but yet it's like tech, but you're shooting like cyborg dinosaur lizard things.
Oh yeah, that part of it's like really interesting and cool. Like, so you'll fight something and they have weak spots that you can hit that will disable them almost immediately. Uh, that stuff's really cool, and the aesthetics really neat. But it
Like, I mean, I should look up like what is the like? Are you trying to like save the world? Is there an apocalypse coming? Like, I have no idea what the story is.
it's
Like, why?
post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, like why are you
Um,
playing as this chick? What is she doing?
right. So she's a clone of someone who started a terraforming. Spoilers for the first one, but we're playing the second one, so oh well.
Yeah.
That's terraforming, and all of this is like revealed in the first like 5 minutes of this game. So like if you start the second one, you instantly know.
Okay.
She's a clone of someone. And the planet is they're attempting to terraform the planet back. I don't know how the robot. So the robots that's a science fiction thing that they just started reproducing and took over the planet, kind of. Um,
And you have like a crazy bow and arrow that can shoot
no, it's
dinosaur
just a bow and
lizard.
arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. They you have a staff and you have a bow and arrow, and occasionally she'll connect technology to the staff or something so she can hack doors.
And now you have a crazy golden spear thing.
Yeah. Super awesome. And
And a hat. You got a sweet hat now.
yeah, and that's the other thing that is so it's set 1,000 years in the future. That's why all of the buildings you'll see like a bunch of concrete buildings and stuff falling apart. It's interesting, but they find scrap and they just go, "Oh yeah, so we're going to use this as clothing now," or random pieces of armor, and it's weird. It's fucking weird. That's weird. So you can tell that she has like parts of the creatures that she's killed in the past on her.
Yeah, I never played the first one. Always heard it's like, hey, if you got a PlayStation, this is probably one of the games you're going to want to play. It was the free PS Plus game, many months ago. I clicked on it. I have it downloaded on my PlayStation, but I have yet to give it a shot just because I know these open world games are usually like, 50-hour big quests, and I just don't really have the time to jump into a huge 50-hour game, on a whim.
Funny story. I just beat the newest Ratchet and Clank game, and it was 15, 20 hours, let's say. That was such an enjoyable experience, just sitting there and knowing I'm going to be done with this game by the end of the weekend.
That'd be, yeah, exactly. Yes.
I picked it up for Thanksgiving break on like Wednesday morning, and by Sunday afternoon I was done with it.
Damn.
And I had done a day and a half of really heavy gaming on it. Maybe two, like it would be 2 normal full days of just heavy gaming.
Yeah.
But I was so I was so happy that I was just like, you just get these. Every game now just feels like it needs to be super bloated with all this, what normally would have been side content on other shit, and now it's required. Oh, so there's a fishing mini game. Okay, well we're gonna make you fish a bunch of times, and if you want the best equipment in the game, you have to fish. And these other side quests that you're never gonna do.
And then you have to cook, and then you have to find the thing, and then you have to craft
And of
stuff.
course there's crafting, and it's all required to a certain point, and there's just a lot of running around and doing dumb shit in the game. It and it
But
just
Ratchet's more of a linear game. It's not an open world kind of like this. It was it. I mean, I haven't played a
uh
Ratchet game since like PS2.
it was more open world than they were in the past,
Hmm.
because people have explained it before as like Ratchet's levels are a roller coaster. You're on a track going forward, but it's fun the entire time.
Yeah, I know there's the big guns and the cool set pieces and
Yeah.
stuff. I got nothing against Ratchet. I just haven't
And
had the
then, like,
time
by
to
the end of the
really.
level, you're back where you started, and that's how a lot of them used to be designed. So they were kind of like a roller coaster that they're, um, yeah, I'm not gonna, they're just designed to do a loop. The one of my favorite Ratchet games that no one talks about is Size Matters on the PSP.
Yeah.
That was a super short game. I beat it on it was like a flight from from New York to Italy. I had this
Oh.
super long overnight, like 14 plus hour flight, and I just played that game straight through. And it was just a really good use of my time.
Yeah, I think that was one of the PSP games that got ported to PS2 back in the day as well. There was a handful of games that started on the PSP, and they're like, let's just port this on PS2 because we can at the time, even though like the PS3 was out.
Yeah, that was I really like that game, and it was well customized. The
Hmm.
Ratchet games on the PS3 did a lot of really good stuff, but they also started to be a little bloated as well.
I know they were always big with the big crazy guns. That's like the
That's
whole
their thing, yeah.
thing. Yeah.
And we'll never get another Ratchet game now because they're doing the Marvel stuff. I'm glad they're very successful with the Spider-Man games.
Oh, right, Insomniac. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that I'm never gonna say, oh, I hate that this studio's just doing this now instead. The Spider-Man games are fine. You and I both like those games, but I really like me some Ratchet games. And
Yeah,
this
that's good.
is
That's a good point.
Avalanche, I want to say, and they are the people who did Red
Mm.
Faction.
And Avalanche also did. They did Just Cause, didn't they? Just that was the other big open. I think they did Just Cause. No.
Maybe. No, I don't know who did Just Cause, so I don't want to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Maybe I'm wrong, but whatever.
We're wrong about stuff confidently, constantly.
It could happen when you've been writing and been playing games for so many years. You could start to get some details mixed up once in a while.
Well, maybe it was Avalanche. That sounds about right. But the Just Cause games stopped being good after the third one.
Yeah, I played a little bit of 4 because that was on Game Pass for a while, and I played it for 30 minutes, and I was like, okay, I understand why people might like this. It's just ridiculous, over the top, crazy, where you can just jump off a cliff and throw your parachute thing to survive, and then use your grapple hook to Spider-Man web launch you if you have to. And
4, it sort of became. It was always just open world mayhem, but in 4, it added way too many open world it started doing the open world mechanics thing that oh well, we have to give you more shit to do all the time, and it's like, Just Cause, if you did everything, was over 80 hours anyway.
no, it was a huge game.
Yeah, and I Just Cause probably 2 was the one that I played the most. I have a friend that both he and I used to just play Just Cause 2 and do crazy shit in there, not even making progress. We were just,
Yeah, it's
how
a toy.
stupid
It's a
can we be?
sandbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right.
And Yes, I liked that part. And when they started the fourth one, they added faction battles, so you would get in battles with the rebel army, and you could help push them forward or something. And of course, a certain amount of them were required. That stuff, I didn't need that shit. I didn't need to be doing all of that stuff and have to worry about mini games and all of that shit. I just want to be with a grappling hook, fucking
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yes.
like tethering a guy to a jet as it takes off,
Yes.
and then tethering the guy
A
that's
bomb
tethered,
to it, yeah.
yeah, or tethered the guy who's tethered to the jet to the ground, and just watch as the jet just stands in place, defying physics, and the guy's
Yeah.
stuck in the middle.
And then you attach a red barrel to it, and then it all just explodes.
Absolutely.
How is the combat in this game, by the way? Because you can do melee and ranged attacks whenever you want.
Right. So, and there's two types of melee attacks. There's the light and heavy, of course.
Yeah.
And then your ranged, you have a couple different. Right now, I have a slingshot that I can fire cold bombs, and I'm assuming eventually some other type of bomb. And the arrows, I can only craft normal arrows at this point.
Mm-hmm.
See,
oh yeah,
frost blasting is what they call it. Yeah, it's varied, and there's a level up system in it too, and you can unlock different abilities and stuff. And I think there's like a skill tree that you can get.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like almost every other open world game. Skill tree, melee attacks, ranged attacks, leveling up.
So one of my issues with a lot of this is that it relies a lot on the hold down to do something. So like when you're crafting something, it's always hold down X, and it's longer than you think it would be. Like instead of just like 1 or 2 seconds, it's a good like 5 seconds you have to hold it down.
Yeah. At least you don't have to tap. I like a lot of games now when you go into the accessibility features, it's like, do you want to tap the button or do you want to hold the button? And I always go hold the button. I'm not going to like break my thumb anymore. Let me just hold the button to complete the, quick time event.
Yeah. Quick time events are fun when there's shit like heavy rain and they're done well and thought out, but when they're quick time events that it's just like randomly during a cutscene, oh, press square, oh, you fucked it up, you're dead. Watch the entire cutscene again.
And now you got to do it all over again, exactly.
Well, oh god, there have been a couple games that have had like really long cutscenes, and there was no indication that there was going to be quick time events in them. I will occasionally put down my controller because
I do the same thing where it's like, oh wait, I was supposed to hit a button, I wasn't supposed to put my controller down. I didn't know this.
I've been watching this entire thing for 12 minutes, and all of a sudden it's like, pick up your controller now. Most games have at least the common sense that
give me a warning.
When you exit a cutscene, they don't instantly put you into any form of action.
Yes.
Yeah, that's. There have definitely been games that have done that, and I thought the cutscenes were so boring that I had gotten up and left the room to get a drink or something. Yeah. And my character was just dead at a loading screen. I'm like, what the hell happened?
Why? Yeah, why did it? And then you got to reload, do it all over again.
Yeah. So, aside from all of the story, and mostly just the story that you've seen of this, what do you think about the graphics, at least?
I was going to say, it looks like a pretty game. I mean, this is, if you're going to get a PlayStation 5, this is probably one of the games you're going to want to pick up to justify having a PS5 and its prettiness. Yeah, look at that. Like, that's a nice scene right there.
Yeah, we were talking about before. I like the aesthetic.
Yes, agreed. Yeah, it looks like I would probably rather play this because it's old, but yet it's new techie sci-fi. Like it mixes the two. Like I'd probably would rather play this than like any Assassin's Creed game, just because it seems like a much cooler environment to be in, something a little different.
So I'm not that far. This is just the opening credits, basically. I just got through the tutorial. In the first one, at least, the world felt thought out. Like, it felt that there was a reason for things that, like, why this animal behaved the way it did, why the world was the way it was. It felt like they had done world building before they did mechanics, and the mechanics served for the world building itself. And that's what I really liked about the first one. Some of the mechanics in the first one were it was a good proof of concept. I was looking forward to when the second one came out, and we'll see from there, I guess.
Yeah, I'm meaning to go back and check out the first one. I have it, like I said, I already have it down. And the reason why I know that I have it downloaded is because it is a huge game. It's like it's taking up the most space on my PS4
what's
hard drive
up with
space.
That recently, by the way?
So it's now I almost want to just play this just to get it off my hard drive so I can download other stuff.
Yeah. This was big. I downloaded this. I had to delete like 3 games off of my PS5 to download this.
Sure, yeah.
I'm sure this.
Yeah. Well, that's why you get a nice, pretty game like this. Yeah, it's going to be a huge file size.
Yeah. All right. So for this week, why don't you take us out?
We are from a website called mygamer.com. We have been writing about games for a very long time. We are covering the games that nobody else is covering. So if you want to check out weird, cool indie games, smaller games, but yet at the same time still covering big games like Horizon Forbidden West, go check out My Gamer. Follow us, put us on your favorites, bookmark us, and then you can follow me on Twitter at ZachGaz, ZACKGAZ. And until next time, thank you for watching and game on.